Welcome to the Final Corner podcast for a special F1 catch-up edition, where we catch up with 2 races that were missed and all the off-track drama that's happened in the past couple of weeks. I'm joined as always by Tom, editor at attraction.gg, and by Nick, who creates some good deliveries.
Hi.
I don't want to give out your official job and everything, so we'll keep it at that. Excited to talk about the F1 races that we missed, that dominated by Red Bull. Right, that'll do us then. We'll see you next week.
There's a lot of good gossip that came with it.
Yes,
so.
the racing themselves, not so much.
Now the title's decided. It's more. Let's work on the other stuff.
Yep. So get out of the way. Congrats to Max Verstappen for his 1.5 world title.
Oh,
second. Well, maybe. We'll see how the cost cap drama goes. But it should be second world title, so congrats to Max.
At time of recording.
Yes. Time of recording. We should get a lettuce on the go for for the FIA investigations.
Someone listens back to that in 3 years' time, they'll be like, what?
Yeah.
Lettuce.
Yes.
Topical political joke.
It is. So we'll stick to the F1 drama. So congrats to Max. And
smashed it.
Yep. So
deserves it. Can't take that away. And just utter peerless dominance when it's easy to forget that he's completely thrashed Perez in the same machine.
Mm-hmm.
Near with the same machine. Because cost cap restrictions has meant Perez has not had to have all the parts this year. Because that cost cap's really important to Red Bull.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they bought too many sandwiches, haven't they?
They have. So, the big news, Red Bull's breached the cost cap, rumored to be about $2 million, which is classified a minor breach. Every other team saying that's a major breach because of the impact that money would have on a performance. So, Red Bull were adamant a few weeks ago they hadn't, and the team boss, Christian Horner, was threatening everyone with lawsuits for claiming that they had. And it turns out, they were in breach. So
has it been revealed how much? Sorry, did you say?
It's rumoured to be about $2 million.
But it's not official.
It's less than, is it 7 or 7.5? Because that's the threshold for a minor breach.
Mm-hmm. So it's not huge, really, is it? I don't think in the pantheon of Formula One spending.
The way the other teams were talking,
it's not right though. I'm not saying that, but
the other teams are talking like $2 million as 2 big upgrades brought to the car.
I mean, I'd like $2 million.
I think we
as an aside.
Yeah.
But I happen to go. This is going to sound really willy waving. I can't think of a better expression. But I went to the Red Bull Racing facilities recently, and oh my word, that's mightily impressive. And I don't know, $2 million seems a drop in the ocean. Let's just say, I don't know.
Yeah, it was money. What was it on hospitality and various other things? Is what it was spent on. They say.
I've got but
if they're not spending it,
how are you
on that? Then it must have been, from somewhere else as well.
They probably spent all the budget on the car and then spent overspent on the hospitality because that's right. And then they're going, oh, it's just hospitality.
Yeah, exactly. It just seems a bit odd that, but
they're arguing what the exclusions included basically. They think that with the exclusions that they interpreted, they're under, but the FIA's accountants have obviously not agreed with them on what they've excluded. So it's put them $2 million over. So the penalties for that seem to be minor sporting ones, so points deductions or fines. People are talking about exclusion from championships last year and everything, but that is still, I think, an option for major breaches.
Yeah. And it would not be good either, press-wise, for the FIA.
No. Imagine reopening the 2021 drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can we not talk about 2021, please? This whole thing is putting a cloud over Max winning the title and reminding us all of last season.
Mm-hmm.
Although it is justifiably talked about, so I'm not saying we shouldn't. But the way it's been dragged out, just tell us how much it was, what the fine is, get it on with. Now. Why have we got this weeks of discussion and rumours?
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason for that is just because it's the first time it's ever happened. Because it's the first time we've been under a cost cap. And so they don't really have a rule set in place. which is also a bit daft, but
fine him $100 million like McLaren did in 2007.
yeah.
Well, teams like McLaren are calling for really severe punishments because
Zach Brown wrote a letter, didn't he?
he did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're quite right in a way because not only did they overspend the budget, they overspent on the first year in new regs.
Mm-hmm.
So if they get a leg up now, they're going to have a head start all the way through this era.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So put an extra emphasis on that first year has been important. I see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that they can.
This,
I can understand everyone's upset, but
they've certainly got the quickest car over a race distance, it seems.
oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be interesting the press conferences later tonight because they're in Austin this week, so it's about lunchtime there now. So the team principal press conferences everyone will be tonight and through tomorrow. So yeah, it's going to be a tasty one, I think.
Yeah.
Can you stream that?
I think they do. I think F1 normally does, or some of the journalists do, but we'll get highlights anyway.
I think it's on the Sky Channel as well.
Right. It's probably on F1 TV Pro or something, but we don't have access to. Still. Okay, well, let's hope it is a spicy press conference. Normally they're pretty dry.
Yeah. Yep. And other news, we've got some driver moves. Nick De Vries is going to AlphaTauri, which has released Pierre Gasly into the wild, and he's decided
think that's
to
a
go
bit
to
random?
Alpine. Well, apparently it was Max Verstappen that told De Vries after a substitute appearance to go and give Helmut Marko a call. Which I'm sure Gasly's pleased about because that's finally released him from his Red Bull commitments and let him to go to a competitive team.
Max clearly has a big sway within the team, and now as two-time champion, that's only going to go further. So to get another Dutch driver on the grid is a great idea. And if that's happened, then fair play Max for helping someone out.
Yeah.
Now,
But it's quite old, isn't it, for a debutant?
27, I think. But
he's already a world champion.
exactly,
isn't he?
yeah.
FIA.
He's a F2 champion and a Formula E champion.
Yeah, and I think Formula E counts as a FIA world title, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got the chops, and we were just so impressed, weren't we, in Monza?
Yes.
But a one-off at a circuit where the Williams is perhaps set up for, we'll have to see what he's like next year. Mind you, I don't think Yuki Tsunoda's the hardest teammate.
No, although, did you hear what Helmut Marko said about Nick De Vries is expected to come in and be the team leader?
ooh.
Which I thought was a bit disrespectful to Yuki. You know?
Well, it's Helmut Marko we're talking about.
Well, yeah, because he always knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, the problem with... Yeah, no, we're not going down that. But the one thing I was going to say is I think it's fantastic Nick De Vries has got to drive.
Oh, yeah.
And Gasly's got to drive somewhere else. However, what's the whole point of this Red Bull Junior ladder if they don't use it?
Yeah. I assume Albon is tied into the deal at Williams because he still technically is on the Red Bull books, is he not? Technically, yes, he is, and yes, he isn't.
So you've got Albon, who's a Red Bull driver and driving a Mercedes powered car, and then you've got Nick De Vries, a Mercedes driver, now driving in a Red Bull powered car next year. So it's all a bit weird.
But Liam Lawson doesn't get to drive,
No.
and the other Red Bull drivers in F2 are a bit uninspired at the minute. So I just think for a while, actually, Red Bull's ladder hasn't delivered the next Verstappen or Vettel.
No.
There's been a bit of a gap.
I think
You know, that's why Perez is in the drive, for example.
the guys in F2, I think, should just bide their time because I'm not overly confident in Tsunoda being there after next year.
Well, there's that, yeah.
But I did enjoy, I think, that the AlphaTauri team lineup next year is now the shortest in history.
Oh, that's a great
I
stat.
think it's like 5'3" or something. something really ridiculous. But it was going to be interesting to see how Ocon and Gasly get on. They're famously not friends, so it might be fireworks there if they're somewhat competitive.
They're pretending. Yeah, they're pretending now, but when it gets to 4 races in and they're on an even pace, it's going to be awkward.
Yeah, because Ocon definitely has history with teammates, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, it's okay. Otmar, we'll sort it out.
Oh God,
Otmar,
yeah.
You there?
I forgot about that.
Otmar's at Aston.
Is he?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Otmar went to Aston.
Didn't he go from
When?
Aston to Alpine?
Oh,
Yeah.
did he? Oh God, yeah.
I'm doubting myself now.
Oh
but I'm
no,
sure
no,
he
you're
did.
fine. You're fine. I've had a complete brain fart. You're totally
Yeah,
correct.
it's the other way around. I was thinking, missed the news that he's gone back.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. Oh, Mars went to there. Oh God, Colin. My brain's over F1 this year.
Too much juice.
That's all right. I think, let's just mention that I think we all are just a bit deflated now because not that Max has won the title, but that it's been dominant and it's finished. And the hope of the early seasons that Ferrari would take the fight faded. And so it's just a formality now, and we have to get through another 17 races. I don't know how many is left. Not many, is it?
4.
It's such a long season these days that when it's all decided, it's like, all right, we've just got to go through the motions now.
Yeah.
I'll still watch it. I still love it. But it's just not the same when there's not a title to fight for, right?
No.
And that would be the same when Hamilton was dominating.
No,
Yeah.
At least now, theoretically, there's no... well, the gloves are off, shall I say, because he doesn't have to worry about where you finish, points, positions, all that. It's just go racing.
Yeah, kind of. But isn't there a record number of race wins you can get in a season, and can't you get that?
No, I think he can only tie it now because he didn't win in Singapore.
Ah, right, fantastic. Then yes, Nick.
I might be wrong, but I'm sure he can only tie Vettel now.
Fight and crash into people and give Perez the same parts. Let's see.
Yeah. I fully expect Perez to win a couple of races now. A couple more.
I think so.
The
I'll tell you when he's
going
going to win.
Oh, yeah. When would that be then, Tom?
It would be the Mexican Grand Prix.
That would be good.
Isn't that an amazing headline? Max does not need to win it. Liberty on the phone. Let's get it sorted.
Yeah, that would be
He'll
great.
get pole. All of a sudden, he'll be quicker than Max in qualifying. You'll be like, what? Why?
If I had to predict that, though, Sergio will be on pole in Mexico, but he will not be winning it.
Ooh, why not?
Well, I just don't think he's got the chops.
I agree. I
think
but
he'll bottle
I'm
it.
calling conspiracy time.
He's a very good driver,
Yeah,
but he doesn't seem to handle the pressure times as much. And I think in front of his home crowd, he will lose it a little bit somewhere along the line. Probably end up third.
It did well at the end of Singapore, didn't he? When Leclerc seemed to be all over him, and then he just eked it out bit by bit. That was quite good. I loved it when he won, though, because was it Horner on the radio? Well done, Monaco and Singapore. And I'm like, are those two great all-time greats tied together? I don't think anyone's ever said that. I guess he means they're both street circuits, but all right.
Yeah.
The Red Bull down that straight and Mexico is going to be ridiculous.
Oh, that's a point, actually.
Especially at that altitude. The Mercedes is going to be 18th. It's going to be terrible.
Well, the Williams will be 19th and 20th.
They've got quite a big upgrade as well, haven't they, Mercedes, I think.
I'm not
bringing
sure
for when.
They're bringing their weight reduction package and another package, I think, this weekend, and that's a big upgrade to prepare them for next year.
Yeah.
Sounds like they've ticked the options box on a Maybach.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be for next year. Well, for this year's car, but it's preparation for next year.
Yes, it's to try and help with some aerodynamic imperfections, I believe they have with their car.
Are the side pods going to go? Return?
We don't know yet.
Just get the tracing paper out. Everyone copy the Red Bull.
Remember at the start of the season when Merc was struggling, all of a sudden they came out with this amazing zero side pod design, and it was like, oh, it's the new DAS. Oh, they're going to come up and this is it. And it still wasn't that great.
And then it was crap.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, other wee bits of news. Latifi's gone. That's confirmed. It's not been confirmed.
Just as it's got some points.
Yeah.
It's not been confirmed yet who his replacement would be, but it's kind of rumoured that might be this weekend it'll be announced.
Logan Sargent seems to be nailed on for it, but no, as you say, no announcement yet.
Yep, and also, it's not been announced yet. Mick Schumacher, Gene Haas was talking about him during the week. He was saying that the boy's costing him an absolute fortune in crash damage, and that would be fine if he was scoring points, but he's not scoring points, and he's costing us a bomb. So I think, all things considered, we'll probably see the last of Mick Schumacher with Haas in a few weeks.
I think that's a shame.
I do wonder with that, though, if Schumacher does go, could we then see him at Williams? I don't know if that's what
I'd
Williams
like to see that.
holding off, but
I don't think we see him. I
mean, Williams missed out on Nick De Vries for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Well, Red Bull money.
Yeah,
I think
that's true.
we'll be seeing the last of Mike. I don't think he'll be back.
That's a shame.
Who will be there though?
Oh, it's Hulkenberg, isn't it?
It's rumoured to be Hulkenberg.
So if Gene Haas is talking about, he's costing us loads of money not scoring points, that my interpretation of that is there's an insinuation of wanting someone who's experienced and a safe pair of hands, and thus Hulkenberg. Now, I would love to see Hulkenberg back, just not at the expense of Mick Schumacher, because I think he could be better.
Yeah.
Like,
I think you.
it doesn't seem outstanding, does he? But
No,
like,
I think you two
still
have a
think he's
higher
got
opinion
potential.
than me of him.
Do you think he's the Julian Palmer of Germany?
No, I think he has his moments where he's quick. Julian Palmer really never had that, in all honesty. So,
Well, they're both F2 champions.
Julian took about 18 years though to get the F2 championship, didn't he?
I think Mick's quick on his day, and he's shown moments this year, but then he's not performed a lot of the time as well. So
Yeah.
I've not been impressed with his 2 years there.
So if you're Gunter, who would you put in the car?
Oh, Hulkenberg.
Mm-hmm.
Nick?
Yeah, same for me. The only other real choice they have is Giovinazzi, and he
I
doesn't
wouldn't
have
do
a
that.
great.
Oh,
history,
hang on a
does he?
minute, I've forgotten about this.
Yeah, but he costs parts as well. It seems to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And hair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
it's a necessary.
Hang on a
weight.
minute. Haas have just signed a title sponsor.
They have with an American brand.
MoneyGram.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's
For
the
next
one.
year.
So, there's your parts budget for Mick.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's not where they want to spend their money, but
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, the Rich Energy book is out. I've not been able to source a copy in the UK yet, but I've seen some reviews that are sparkling by automotive journals.
Isn't that a
So
bit
I'd
ironic
like
though?
to-
Isn't it?
Oi!
Yeah. The book's out, but you can't get one. Very much like the
Oh,
drink.
I thought
itself.
you were referencing sparkling.
No. But yeah, I hadn't even thought of that one.
I've still never seen a can of Rich Energy.
That me neither.
Yeah. Okay, it's available now with Prime delivery, but it's £31.
Oof.
Oh, no, it's actually not saying it's available in the UK until the 30th of October.
Ouch.
Yeah,
All right,
and it's
I'll
just a
wish this.
cover and a back. There's no actual words inside it.
Oh,
It's just a video. Still pictures of that video. Have you seen a William Story trying to do donuts?
That's the funniest video on the internet. Because he posted that thinking it was great. He's just driving around.
It's just just a circle.
Oh dear, that boy is ridiculous. I'm sure we'll see him one day at a BTC event or something. He always hangs about those. He sponsors a few, doesn't he? BTC racing.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you mentioned Prime there, it reminded me. Mum was telling me the other day she works in Asda. You know that Prime drink that Logan Paul and KSI do.
No.
No, but carry on.
Okay. Well, this is
First of all, you have to explain who Logan Paul is. No,
Well,
I'm kidding.
Logan Paul and KSI have got their own hydration drink out called Prime, and they sponsor Arsenal and everything. It's like one of the biggest selling drinks in the
do they?
world now, but it's only available at Asda here. So every morning at 7 o'clock in the morning, there's a queue of people. It's been out for like 4 months, but every morning at 7 o'clock in
Really?
the morning, there's a
God.
queue of people outside waiting for it, and they all run to the Prime section. And they're only allowed 3 bottles each, but she says it's like parents with their kids still in their jammies and everything every day running in to buy this Prime drink, 3 bottles each.
What is it caffeinated? So they're all addicted.
No, it's
No, it
just
doesn't look like it.
it's like it's a hydration drink, so it's like a Powerade.
Have you ever seen that video of 50 Cent slipping over advertising some?
Oh, the vitamin water, yeah.
Because he was invested in that, wasn't he?
Oh, he made a fortune. He
Yeah.
made I think I've read about 100 million he made on that.
So to try and segue back to Formula One, do you think Prime would sponsor Formula One?
Absolutely. But I've
That's
never,
Williams'
I've,
big sponsor for next year.
I've never, well, yeah, never tried it yet. I've not been able to get a bottle, but
All of a sudden, I want it now just because I can't.
Yeah.
I think
Nintendo Wii scenario.
it's just kids who love any those kind of YouTubers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised
Mhm.
F1 haven't gone into bed with a lot of those YouTubers. Went through the brand deals and everything. I'm surprised we don't see more. I know some of them are in like the esports stuff, like Pieface and all that were in it. But,
yeah, I met him in real life the other day.
Oh, did you?
Okay.
Was he a nice guy?
Yeah.
So I'm surprised F1 haven't really gotten bored with getting all those guys into races and all that. Because the audience on YouTube is ridiculous.
So Logan Paul and KSI enter a team. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Or is in the Formula 1 game as avatars, at least.
It would be hilarious if Andretti can't get a team, but Logan Paul can.
Yeah, the Prime Porsche partnership.
Yeah, so the Porsche deal seems to be done, but Audi are still look like they're coming in 2026. They were hiring people over the past couple of weeks. What a job adverts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's all there. Porsche will be at McLaren, is my prediction.
Wow. That is a conflict of interest, is it not?
I don't think so, really. Because it would just be as an engine manufacturer, I believe. I don't think it'll be this whole own the team thing that they want to do with Red Bull. I think they'll be in a smaller partnership with McLaren.
Oh, that would be wild.
They've been there before.
Surely, though. Yeah, I know, but now McLaren's like a chief road car rival to them.
Yeah, I've no logical explanation for it. I just
No, all right, let's go for it.
Feel it in me bones.
So any more news for you guys? I'm sure there's been more stuff happening in the World F1.
Well, Singapore's going to change its track layout.
Oh, yes.
Going back to the Singapore Grand Prix, isn't it? Supposedly.
Yeah.
20 seconds quicker, or up to.
Yeah, because it just takes out 4 corners, I think it is, and just puts a straight in where they all were, which I think is not a racetrack decision. It's to do with the surroundings of Singapore changing, so they won't be able to have the track there. Yeah, have to see. Could be interesting. Could lead to a very long straight there, which could be quite interesting.
Yeah, but not going into the world's most open corner. Mind you, 90 degree, it could, if it's wide enough, it could be overtaken.
Plus, they could always change the configuration of the corner slightly around there, make it a bit tighter or more open or whatever.
Shall we quickly mention in news that the Formula 1 game is free this weekend? That's it. That's all I've got. And the F1 arcade is going to be this arcade place, isn't it, in London?
Mm-hmm.
We can go pay to drive Formula 1 cars. We'll see what that's like in November.
How much is it to get in?
TBC. But they'll serve food based on the countries that Formula 1 goes to, which is literally everywhere in the world at the minute.
Yeah. But it'll be mostly American.
Or pizza.
Because of the 3 races that will be there.
Yeah. Currywurst will be nice.
Yeah, actually, should we...
no, we don't go to Germany. Don't go to Germany. Oh, I can't have currywurst.
Come on.
Oh, no. Austria.
What should we talk about?
I was going to say, Austria, they can go and nip some from over the border.
Yeah. You want to talk about the races?
No, the calendar next year.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many races, isn't it? Is it 24?
Yes, at the moment.
At the moment, it could be more, could it?
Every year that they've announced the calendar, there's been a race that's dropped off in the last few years.
Right, okay.
China's still the doubt because they're still in COVID prison for some reason.
Yeah.
Still welding people's front doors shut. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, who knows if we'll be back in China next year. But 24, I don't know about you guys, but I love F1. But even with the amount of races this year, I'm a bit...
Yeah, same.
Last year, I think the drama kind of carried us, but then even at the end of last season, I was getting tired of the drama. So I was like...
Yeah, it's wearisome.
Yeah, there's not been enough interest this year, is there, to maintain the number of races?
You can have too much of a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that's been understood here. Like, there is no need for 2 races in Italy.
No.
As much as I like Imola and Monza, only one needs to be on there.
Yeah, as much as I don't
Monza.
want to say it, I'd drop Imola. I've seen it for 3 years now. I've kind of had my fill. And
yeah, or rotate, which I don't think they could do. But
I'd rather have Monza.
Yeah.
3 races in America, at least one of the circuits new, and I get what they're trying to do there. But yeah, Italy, I just don't understand.
So there was Singapore up first, won quite brilliantly by Sergio Perez, I thought. Very well managed. Max didn't win the title that weekend because I think I tweeted at the time that he and Hamilton were driving like complete rookies.
Yeah.
Which I don't think was unfair. So it was raining pre-race, and then the track just never dried. So everyone was on the inters pretty much a full race towards the end when George Russell had a failed attempt at the dries.
That was very early on that he did that as well, though.
They just left him out at that point.
Yeah, he just said, what's the point in pitting? We've knackered it anyway, we might as well stick with it.
But there was, it wasn't an exciting race, but there was some interesting moments. At the start, I liked Kevin Magnussen and Max having a battle. Ended with Magnussen having a flappy end, play it again, and getting an arm meatball flag, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, that's his version of the Ash Sutton wheel arch.
Yeah, but Ash gets away with it.
True.
Kevin never does.
They're very strict. Yeah. In Formula 1. I feel harsh for him.
Yeah, I feel
bad for him, sorry.
I thought that was a bit of a shame. There was some reasonable fights as Max was coming through the pack, but then there was a big crash between Latifi and Joe.
Latifi didn't see what was going on there, did he?
No. So that got him a good penalty for Japan as well. Brought out a safety car. And then Max's attempted lunge on Lando Norris at the safety car restart. As soon as you saw it developing, it was just like, no chance, pal.
It was quite funny, though.
Very lucky not to hit Norris or the wall.
Yeah. And then not to be outdone, Lewis Hamilton does two completely stupid moves as well. He goes
he hit the wall, didn't he?
He hits the wall, and then the next one he was behind Vettel. He tried to dive up the hairpin when the hairpin was wet, and the second, as soon as behind him, I was going, don't do it.
Yeah.
And typically he goes for it and Max goes straight past him. He can't make the corner.
Yeah, it was never on though, was it? You've got to be alongside to try that, not trying to outbrake on the wet part of the track.
Yeah.
No. There was retirements, I think, for Alonso. I think he had engine problems.
Yeah.
He was in
I think he was doing okay, wasn't it, all weekend, and then...
Yeah.
Well, Max had just caught him and it was going to be an XV battle, and then his engine conked.
Shame that.
But yeah, it was really well won by Perez. I don't know if there's not really much more to say about it, to be honest. It was one of those kind of semi-interesting races. It wasn't brilliant by any means. So on to Japan.
On the title went.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why was Max so far down? Oh, he had the nightmare in qualifying, didn't he? He abandoned his fast lap, and then he got told.
Yes,
he got told on his last one that he was going to run out of fuel.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember that earlier.
Yeah, we both failed.
Yeah.
Because he would have been, I think, on pole. Or at least he would have been higher up, but then he abandoned the lap where he would have been quick, but he'd lost a bit of time, and then he ran out of fuel.
Oops.
Yep, so Japan, on to Japan, wet Suzuka. It's always a great idea going to Japan in typhoon season.
Yes.
Yeah, de rigueur for that time of year.
Apparently the F1 Liberty want to change it, but Suzuka themselves don't want to move it.
It's not just weather, is it? I suppose there's all sorts of other considerations.
Yeah. Plus, that track is used quite a lot for various other series, I suppose.
Yeah, have you seen that little K-car series? I think they're all Hondas. They're all like 600cc. Was it James May in Japan?
He was in. He either went to it or was in it. I think he just went to it.
So they've got to have all those races going on all the time. That's clearly important. Speaking of like Japan, did you notice all the Honda logos were back?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Yeah,
we're winning some stuff.
Yeah.
Let's chuck some money that way.
Apparently, they're trying to get back in with Red Bull.
Unbelievable.
Christian Horner was saying they've regretted pulling out and they're trying to reintegrate themselves back in.
Well, I don't believe it in that case. I'll hear it from a different source, please.
Well, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
If Helmut Marko and Christian Horner say something different to each other, which one of them's not telling the truth this time?
Yeah, there's no idea.
Dear. So on to Suzuka, Max took pole. Very wet race start, peeing rain before the race.
Yeah.
Everyone goes on the inters. because the wets are really slow, even though they shouldn't be on inters.
But it looked too
Yeah.
wet for inters.
Yeah,
I know I'm an armchair critic, but I'm like, this is too wet.
Yeah.
I didn't have the data, so therefore I'm wrong. But it looked weird.
well, apparently the wets are 4 seconds a lap slower.
I don't think they would have been.
But-
It was so wet then.
They keep you on the track, which is
Yeah.
the
Oh,
benefit.
right. I'm with it. Yeah, right. Yeah.
But they're apparently they're so hard they're 4 seconds a lap slower.
So they need a softer wet tyre for the future.
Or just make the inters worse.
Yeah.
So everyone,
Because this ultimately led to the incident, I
Mhm.
think. 'Cause
Yeah.
It was aquaplaning.
Yeah.
it was. So lap 1, Carlos, well, was about 4 cars on lap 1 anyway. Vettel spins
Yeah.
it at turn 1, keeps it going. Albon engine conks out. Joe spins at the hairpin, and then Sainz loses it on that right hand, not a straight,
Mm-hmm.
After the hairpin, yeah.
going
Yeah.
up towards whatever spoon.
Spoon.
That's it. Going up towards spoon. He loses it in advertising hoardings. Really lucky not to get T-boned.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the scary bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody could see anything at that point. And then Gasly picked up the
You see how close
advertising hoarding.
Hamilton got.
Yeah. Yeah, that was scary. And then Gasly got the advertising hoarding hooked on his front line.
Yeah.
So he couldn't see.
To me, it looks like the advertising hoarding was like sticking out of Sainz's car. I think Hamilton almost brushed that, or the wind of Hamilton driving so close flicked it up into Gasly.
Mm-hmm.
But the Gasly's camera is so smeared, you can't really see what's going on, can you?
No, I was surprised they started the race with that way, to be honest.
And
Yeah.
The corner's 200R.
Oh, apologies.
No, that's all right.
The
What's-
right-hander, that is. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, that's how you got a name.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah. I used to like that corner on F102 on the PC because the hill on the left that goes down the other side of the track didn't have a barrier on it in the game. So you could just fly down it and then keep going. Or sometimes it would completely destroy your car and the wheels would come off. At other times you could get away with it and just skip a quarter of the track.
Nice.
Yeah, so safety car, then red flag, but during the safety car, Gasly pitted for a new front wing. As he's coming around the track, he comes towards the scene of the accident, and there's a tractor on the track, which he drives about 1.5 meters away from,
Mm-hmm.
and doesn't see it because of the water until he's there.
It's outrageous.
And
Yeah.
about 2 seconds later, they throw the red flag.
But, was there not a red flag as he's passing it, isn't it, I think?
Yeah,
Basically, yeah. But he got picked up for speeding under red flag, didn't he?
yeah, because he was
Yeah.
fuming driving along towards 130R. He was doing like 160.
Mm-hmm.
Ranting and raving on the radio. Tough one. Well, those are rules for speeding, but there definitely shouldn't have been a tractor or a agricultural
Yeah.
machinery, whatever it is, on the circuit.
Not on this track with those conditions, especially.
Oh my word! Yeah.
FIF said there was a procedural error that they're looking into.
Yeah, I mean, I don't suppose I can do too much now. It's not like you can find the driver of it, but
No,
No.
but it shouldn't happen. People were saying though, oh look, they did it at Monza when Daniel Ricciardo parked up, but it was like they were really slow behind the safety car at that point. Everyone
Mhm.
was bunched up, and then the wee guy went out. At that point, you had cars trying to catch up to the safety car queue,
Yeah.
and they chucked someone out.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Plus,
It
there
is
was
different.
visibility then as well.
Yeah, if you're going to do, I don't think you should put a tractor on that corner under the safety car, but if you are, wait until everyone's bunched up and they can go
Mhm.
past it at
Yeah, exactly.
20 mile an hour. Because there's a marshal stand at the front of the tractor as well as Gasly goes flying past.
Oh, is there? I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Sainz's onboard camera, there's a marshal stand at the front of his car.
Ugh.
So it would have wiped out Gasly, the tractor, and that boy. Shocking.
Mm.
Yeah, for once it's not the BTCC.
No, indeed.
Woo.
Yeah, so yeah, that was probably the big talking point at the weekend. When the race eventually
race.
restarted, there was a shortened race because of the time limit. Vettel was done brilliant. He pitted for the inters
Oh, yes.
quick, and he was
And
making some
Latifi.
nice moves. Oh, Latifi, of course. But Vettel was making great moves, and then someone pulled a move off into the first Degner, which was
Oh,
impressive. Well, then Russell did
Oh no,
someone
sorry,
on the
Degner.
S's.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
sorry. The move of the season is Magnussen getting past someone into for Degner 1.
Yeah, it was Magnussen, wasn't it?
That is not an overtaking maneuver, and they showed one brief replay from a helicopter shot, and I'm like,
Yeah.
play that again.
It's not even in the highlights.
no.
What a move! It's ridiculous.
Well remembered. I'd forgotten about that. He
I
then
had as well.
suddenly kicked in. It was just unbelievable in the wet as well.
Yeah.
Why would he even think to do that? It's mad. Gutsy. Loved it.
Yeah, and
That's my move of the year, hands down.
And then Russell pulled off two moves at the S's, the final part before the climb the hill. He chucked up the inside of Sonoda, and then I think he did it again, which was nice.
Yeah, there's two things I've got about that. First of all, that corner's called the anti-bank curve. Anti-banked curve. Love it. And the second thing is just like Eddie Irvine in 1997, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. My memory goes back there.
Yeah.
Eddie Irvine went round the outside of Mika Hakkinen and Michael Schumacher in the drive round there.
Ah.
They were all sort of watching Villeneuve ahead of them, and he just went right straight around the outside. It was amazing. There's a video on YouTube, and it's called something a bit dramatic, like the best overtake of all time. That's all it's called. I don't think it's that, but it's amazing.
Yeah.
And Russell did the same maneuver, which is great. I mean, the wet, obviously, there's a whole wet line scenario,
Yeah.
so it's not quite as impressive, but still.
And then Max. Well, you had a fight between Hamilton and Ocon where Hamilton could never get past Ocon.
Yeah, because he didn't have any straight line speed, did he?
No. It was brilliant to watch, but it was still frustrating for Hamilton. But they said afterwards he wasn't that bothered. He just enjoyed it. And then Max wins the title, we think, at that point. But we don't think. It's all confusing. So Leclerc goes deep at the final chicane and gets a 5-second penalty. Which, he was giving it for gaining an advantage, but Perez wasn't putting a move on him. But I think he deserved a penalty for his rejoin, at least.
Yeah, it was a definite Gill moment.
But also it's a penalty for, in a way, you've only probably retained the position potentially because you went off.
Yeah, it's not gaining an advantage, it's failing to lose.
No.
If you see what I mean.
Yep. It's a weird terminology in the rule, that.
Mm-hmm. Well, the rules was another issue as well, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, did the race went on too short? Didn't go on long enough or something, allegedly, right?
Yes,
No,
but...
it went 25 laps or something.
Yeah, it should have been that you don't get full points unless it's 75% race. But our good friend Michael Massey rewrote the rules after last year and forgot the little point of if it's not finishing under the red flag that these rules don't apply. So that's what they were written for. If the race finishes under a red flag, then this many laps have to have been done to get points. But the rule doesn't cover what happens if it's not finished under a red flag.
Yeah. So if
there just isn't a rule for that.
So if a race restarts after a red flag, and no matter what, how many laps get done, you get full points now. Because the way the rule's been written, it's been written wrong.
Yes. I say Michael Massey.
No.
He was the person in charge when the rule was brought in. I have to be fair. He didn't write it personally. But
I won't blame him for anything.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
So yeah, the FIA were...
Has it been amended?
Well, I don't know if it can be amended for this season. I'm not sure if it has or not, but it will definitely be fixed for future.
So the F1 TV were showing that Max was going to get full points and be champion and all this. But the commentators and me and every other journalist online was like that he's not going to get full points. But it turns out he did. And then Johnny Herbert had the pleasure of telling Max he's champion.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, that was just a bit cringe.
There was journalists on Twitter, I think Chris Medal were tweeting like, don't do it, Johnny. Johnny, don't do it. He's not won it. And then Johnny's all happy. Come back. Even Max didn't believe him after that. He was in driver room afterwards saying, I haven't won it.
Yeah.
Because they had a little room set aside for the world champion. And the boy that does
Awkward,
it
that
was like, oh, you're not going to your world champions room? He's like, I'm not world champion. He went, yeah, we've checked. He goes in, sits down, and I think it's supposed to be like an emotional moment where he's watching the replays of the season. He sits there for about a minute and goes, I'm bored, and just walks out.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, another shambles.
Wasn't it awkward with Herbert? Didn't Herbert make a mistake or something? He must have had so many things going on in his ear.
Probably,
must have been an
yeah.
argument going on, right? You see, that's so very difficult for him. Where didn't Perez say something and he just didn't acknowledge it or something weird?
More
then
than
he had to
likely.
come back and say, "Oh, you're a champion."
Because he was interviewing someone else, wasn't
Perez
he?
again. Yeah,
Presumably it was Perez. I can't remember, but yeah, he was just like, "Oh, yeah,
Yeah, it was
forget
Perez,
about you, Max."
yeah, basically. Oh, right, see you, bye. And then he had to redo Perez again. Awkward. Oh yeah, because the 5-second penalty was just being enacted during that moment.
Yeah, it was after the race it was confirmed. So well done, Max. And then there was a little bit of drama, which of course wasn't shown on TV, when Alonso tried to pass Vettel across the line. And the gap ended up like 0.01 of a second as we're side by side. Which I thought would have been good to see on TV, but
It would have been.
there's fan footage of it, thankfully.
Oh really? I've not seen it.
And there was also a debate as to whether or not the race should have finished on that lap or the next one as well. But
That's what I meant to say. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Sorry.
Well, it's twice this season we've had time limits, and everyone thinks it's time limit plus a lap. It just seems to be time limit, and that's it. So it's twice this season that's happened.
Yes, I did read it somewhere, and it was explained why, but I can't remember, and it didn't make sense. So, insight for you there.
Save for
Fantastic. That's why people listen to this pod. I'm just watching the Vettel Alonso across the line. All they've got is the camera facing Vettel's face. That's a bit weird. I know they got Alonso visor cam as well.
Yeah, and there's fan footage. Alonso puts a big dive on him in the chicane because he was nowhere near him.
Yeah, he's far back. He's like 3 car lengths back at the braking zone start. Oof, they contact.
I think there's a lot of bump as they're going through the second part.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Good to see, though.
But Vettel got it. Vettel's still got some spark left.
Yeah, he said he'd come back for one-offs at Suzuka if anyone asked him.
Ah, really? That's nice.
But you don't get guest drives really in F1. But if you did more often, that would be nice. I don't think Vettel's retired. Do you guys think he is? I think he'll be back.
No, I don't think he'll be back,
really?
personally.
No,
you don't?
Game over.
No, I think he'll be back in a couple of years. Somebody offer my big mag money. Oh, once he's away for a year or two, people have him. Yeah, Gene Haas, yeah.
Yeah, AlphaTauri.
Yeah. The only other bit of news that popped into my head is Ricardo confirmed he won't be on the grid next year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he came into the paddock today on the back of a horse with a cowboy playing guitar, singing as they were walking into the paddock.
It's really funny like that. Is he going a bit too far? I don't know.
But yeah, Ricardo's out next year. I can't see real route back for him, to be honest.
It depends on who does well in 23, really. And who's leaving, who retires, and all that stuff could open up a gap. But yeah,
he says he'll only come back for a competitive seat, but Ferrari are locked up. Red Bull,
they wouldn't have him anyway.
Wouldn't have him.
No.
Alpine had their chance of not having him. They've got Ocon long deal and Gasly. Stroll's not moving anywhere from Aston. Alonso's just signed a 2-year deal, so he's there till 2024. McLaren just got rid of him.
No. Yeah.
Mercedes, even if Hamilton does retire, I don't see that.
I could see that happening, but I don't expect it to.
This season has actually ended his career, unfortunately.
Yeah, where else is he going to get a competitive drive if he doesn't want the Williams or Haas seat? I think he's done.
Audi.
Do you think he could? Do you think he could have got a Williams seat?
Likely if he would cut his salary.
I was going to say, if he was willing to pay for it, using the money that he's probably got from McLaren.
Probably should have done. Because, if he's got this year of payment to do nothing, you've got to somehow reinvest that to keep your career alive, I think. But it sounds like he might be just getting a paid third driver, reserve drive gig.
Yeah.
Which I don't think helps your prospects that much, really. Although, Ask Nico Hülkenberg about that. But he's got to go do something and win something spectacular in another series, surely, to ever come back.
He's not going to come back in 2024, I don't think, because there's no seats for him. So he's looking at 2025, realistically.
Yeah. Random thing, but not that he would ever do it, but could he theoretically go to F2? Because you're not allowed to race in F2 if you've previously been a champion, but... I know it wouldn't happen. I was just curious if that was possible to happen, because they do have some older drivers in F2.
They'll come up, even if it's allowed, they'll come up with a way of blocking him. Like Nelson Piquet Jr. tried to do the Macau Grand Prix a few years ago, even though it was allowed. And at the last minute they went, come on, don't be daft, you're not allowed in.
Because they always seem to go for Roberto Meri in F2 when they need a stand-in driver.
Yeah, they do.
That's what made me think of it.
He is a former Formula 1 driver, isn't he? He was in Formula 1, so... Former Formula 1 driver. Yeah. Very difficult to say that.
I do think that should be a rule for F2. If you've raced in F1, you shouldn't be allowed in. Yeah, that's a completely off topic, but that's what I'm good at.
I'd love to see that.
V8 supercars.
Yeah, go do supercars. Go do Formula E or something, I don't know.
Oh, Formula E, no.
Hey, new cars next year.
It's just with the exception of Nick de Vries, people just tend to go there and despair.
What are you talking about? Lucas Di Grassi, Jerome D'Ambrosio, Sebastian Buemi, they've all got Formula 1 careers again, haven't they? Oh, no, yeah.
There's rumours as well that Latifi's going to Chip Ganassi racing for IndyCar next year.
Oof, that's tough.
So he might be there.
Don't get any favours in IndyCar.
No. I've no more on F1. You guys anymore?
No, I think that's it.
You enjoyed your favourite race of the year last week, didn't you, Tom?
The Bathurst 1000. It was amazing. Oh, wow. The first hour, everybody crashed into each other. And it's like a 6-hour race. But it did peter out towards it. Well, no, it's always exciting, but like there was just no crashes in the last 3 hours, let's say. But just, I tell you, that track's amazing. But the Aussies, they know how to put a show on from the most professional commentators, I think, in the world. Do not miss a beat for 6 hours. Full chat, maximum adrenaline. The pit reporters are on fire. It's just informative and entertaining and funny, and they come up with quips, and you just think, how have you thought of that in the moment? They've got incredible camera angles on every single car, camera angles, like Formula 1. You've got big name sponsors. Every car is sponsored. Every inch of the track is sponsored. Huge crowds, sell out, even though it was raining all week. There is very little like it. There's like the 24 Hours of Le Mans, Monaco Grand Prix, and the Bathurst 1000. But people forget the Bathurst 1000 because it's not a single-seater or LMP, which is a shame.
I did watch, what was it, the greatest race of all time thing that was on YouTube the other day, which was the... And I've probably got
greatest race of all time.
I've probably got the date completely wrong. Was it the 2014 Bathurst?
Okay, right. What happened then?
Well, basically everyone crashed.
The 2014 Bathurst, sorry. It was crazy. Oh my god, yeah, the track started, the bitumen started breaking away, right?
That one.
Oh my god, yeah, they had like this big red flag to build the track in the middle of the race.
Yeah.
And it kept going and going, and my recording, even when it was set to over-record, missed like the final 2 hours. I had to wait to get it online, like, for 2 weeks later to finish it. And it was incredible. And then they won it on the last lap as well. Just amazing.
But also the fact that the
what's the YouTube video called?
It was the greatest race. I think it's Josh Ravel, I believe, was the YouTube channel. I think might have made that up.
Okay.
But it's just like a roundup of it. I love the fact that the people that were fighting for the lead at the end were the people that were pretty much out of the race and 3 laps down hours before that.
Yeah. Literally crashed into the wall.
Yeah.
The one who won it, didn't he?
Yeah. Car was almost ruined.
The co-driver did. Yeah. But they had this big red flag period and they all got caught back up on strategy. And this guy does pop up on my recommended feed, and this has been recommended to me many times, so I'll watch that later. I don't know if he's got footage in that or he just talks about it, but I watched that. That was the favourite. That is the best one ever. Yeah. They're all really good though as well. Like they're never that great, but well, we should probably stop talking about supercars.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, one more thing. Shane Van Gisbergen, who won that race, along with Garth Tander. Garth Tander is the most Australian name in the world, by the way.
Yeah.
He, the week before, finished in the points in WRC New Zealand. Little Skoda, third in WRC2. So fair play. And he's not even a rally driver. He's very, very talented, especially in slippy conditions. And I don't know if you guys remember this guy, but Richie Stanaway was there. Came back. He was really good in junior Formula on the way up. And I think he injured his back in a terrible accident at Spa.
The name certainly rings a bell.
Don't know if you remember his name. Yeah. Then he was a works Aston Martin driver for a while, and then he went to supercars, and his career was basically ended. He didn't have a good attitude and stuff, but he did a wild card this year's Bathurst. It was good. Wow, that's a ramble that's not really relevant. Bye.
All right, that'll do us. A brief look back at the F1 that we missed, and we'll be back next week with American Grand Prix, or whatever it's called. The one in Texas.
United States Grand Prix.
United States.
That's it.
Sorry. Talked over you there. It's called the United States Grand Prix, Colin.
United States Grand Prix. Okay, fair enough. I'm just really excited to see like the Chinook helicopters and everything that they'll have, because they'll have all that stuff. I went to an MLS game in Toronto, and it was Armed Forces night, and they flew a Chinook over the pitch. They flew it over pre-game, and then 5 minutes into the game, they had to fly it back over the stadium because it had to go back the same way it came, which is a little bit awkward.
There was one flying over here the other day. I don't know why.
Oh dear.
I see random things here. There was a Chinook and an Apache a few weeks ago that's flying around.
Well, wow. you would move to Baghdad. I mean,
well, yeah, there is that.
It will happen. All right, we'll see you next week for COTA, United States Grand Prix, where Max will win. Max will win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The main topic will surely be how bumpy the track is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That, and if Red Bull get banned for the season.
They won't.
Which would be funny, but they won't. They'll get a $50,000 fine, and they won't be able to feed their staff next year.
Oh, and bring back the Stetsons.
Yeah, Stetson's on the podium. Right.
Oh,
okay,
is that the big hat?
Yes. Yes, it's a big
Bye.
hat. Goodbye.
Bye.